Gold's food for the soul. I stole and plundered your own. I got you stuck to my hole. Now watch me as I grow. A free state is all for show. So if my story ain't told, hello, Zemo. Catch me drinking the pint of love at Freedom Station. Break from your arms and free from trauma, liberation. Leave home, it won't happen again. Leave home, go tell your friends. Leave home, leave home, leave home, leave home. I'm gonna eat you alive. Skin and bones, supper time. A sharper horse sublime. Yes, he says I'm alright. I'm the king, it's all mine. Under force but weak in Christ. Your hands are mine tonight. Fingers up one time. Catch me drinking the pint of love at Freedom Station. Break from your arms and free from trauma, liberation. Leave home, it won't happen again. Leave home, go tell your friends. Catch me drinking the pint of love at Freedom Station. Break from your arms and free from trauma, liberation. Leave home, it won't happen again. Leave home, go tell your friends. Leave home, leave home, leave home, leave home. Dies 1,000 times before its death. Savor this, it might be just your final breath. Death of wolves guarantees the safety of the sheep. You get what's yours, you sowed and now you reap. It takes a village to raise a child. Now watch him turn before your very eyes. Send your soldiers, send your mob. We're 50 million and we're temple strong. Rip it down, we're built again from scratch.
Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? I hope you guys are doing well as I am, even though I am freezing, guys. It is cold. It is so cold today. I can't even. I'm wearing like a whole like poncho thing plus a long sleeved inside and what is it called? And jeans and socks. I feel like I should have worn like 2 pairs of socks and sneakers, and I'm still freezing. My ears are cold, so I don't know if I should go and look for earmuffs and gloves. And I think that's what I'm going to do because we're this baridi. Anywho's, welcome to Mental Health by Annastacia on Radio 254. How are you guys doing today? I know I escaped y'all last week. Forgive me. Anyway, I hope you guys are okay. I am too. Aside from this cold from I don't know where, everything is good, everything is okay. We're just pushing on, working here and there. Also, for those who supported what is it called, those who supported the Grief Journal Kenya on that Sunday, thank you very much for coming. It was a really amazing experience to talk to people and actually conduct a group therapy session. For those who missed it, don't worry, there are more to come. This is not the only project I'll be doing. There's so many projects coming up. And I hope you guys are ready for today's topic. Of course, if you saw on my poster, it is mentally spiritual. And I just wanted to talk about how does your spirituality affect your mental health. I did a poll yesterday, which I know half of you guys did not do. I have caught feelings. Anyway, and if you didn't do the poll, you can go to my page on Instagram, mentalhealth_by Annastacia.ke. You can still answer the poll, it's okay. But today we're talking about how does your spiritual confidence actually affect your mental health? How does your confidence in your spiritual being actually affect your mental health? And how can you use that to your advantage in your mental health journey? We know that sometimes believing or subscribing to a specific religion has affected people mentally, negatively. But now we're talking about the positive side. Of course, I'm going to touch a bit on the negative side and also talk about the positive side just to see, okay, how can we use our spiritual confidence to help boost our boost ourselves in our mental health journey? Because, let me tell you, the mental health journey is not easy. It's not linear. I don't even think it's like up and down. I feel like it goes like all directions, like forward, backwards. Sometimes you take like 15 steps forward and 25 steps back. It's a whole process. So how can we confide in our spirituality so that we are boosting our mental health? Anywho's, next we're playing Nango. Nango. Yes.
Wanipigia sishiki, wanitumia ujumbe sijibu. Sijui ni kwa nini, I wish ningekuwa na majibu. I don't want to disappoint you, so I would rather avoid you. But believe me, I feel you, na ni kweli ninajaribu. Lakini moyo wangu huenda du. Every time I think of me and you, I'm afraid that I am going to love you, then later I am going to lose you. Moyo wangu huenda du. Every time I think of me and you, I'm afraid that I am going to love you. But I'm gonna try cool way, yeah, and give a chance cool way. Utandolwa miluka kuwe, yeah. Kifuna ukupumelela kuwe, yeah. Oh. My brain goes 100 miles an hour. I think of everything that could go sour. My heart really wants this to work out, and I'm terrified of getting a blackout. Lord forgive me, I have been running away from my true feelings. And it's time to stop being afraid and face my true self. Lakini moyo wangu huenda du. Every time I think of me and you, I'm afraid that I am going to love you, then later I am going to lose you. Moyo wangu huenda du. Every time I think of me and you, I'm afraid that I am going to love you. But I'm gonna try cool way, yeah, and give a chance cool way, yeah. Utandolwa miluka kuwe, yeah. Kifuna ukupumelela kuwe. I'm gonna try cool way, yeah. Utandolwa miluka yeah. Utandolwa miluka yeah. Kifuna ukupumelela kuwe, kifuna ukupumelela, kifuna ukupumelela, kifuna ukupumelela, kifuna ukupumelela kuwe, kifuna ukupumelela, kifuna ukupumelela kuwe, I'm gonna try for you. 'Cause I'm gonna try for you. I'm gonna give my love to you. Kifuna ukupumelela kuwe.
La la house down, tunakamna masasa sijaonekana aha, chukua dakika kama tano uite mazima moto tutumeshika nare, wakichelewa watapata tuni moshi imebaki juu, maji haitoshi kuzima hii beat so smooth, oh so nice, play it twice, 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 have a good time.
Are you ready to disco? You got to give me something and I'll give you something back. Are you ready to disco? You got to give me something and I'll give you something back.
Give me 5, it's good to be alive. The sky, it seems so far away, but we know that we've been to the moon and back, and we're sure that nothing's gonna hold us back. Take it easy, say she can easy. Yeah, yet to me cheesy, watch and to easy. You make your points come up occupied. I need to keep my mind occupied.
Are you ready to disco? You got to give me something and I'll give you something back. Ready to disco? You got to give me something and I'll give you something back.
Sijaonekana aha, chukua dakika kama tano uite mazima moto tutumeshika nare, wakichelewa watapata tuni moshi imebaki juu, maji haitoshi kuzima hii beat so smooth, oh so nice, play it twice, 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 have a good time, have a good time. Have a good time.
Are you ready to disco? You got to give me something and I'll give you something back. Are you ready to disco? You got to give me something and I'll give you something back.
That was Huff and Puff by Just a Band. And let me tell you guys, I love those guys. I really miss them. I really do. Anywho's, how are you guys doing? I hope you guys are okay. As I said, today we're talking about mentally spiritual. How does your spirituality... how does your spiritual confidence affect your mental health journey? And it's both the positive and the negative, but today I'm focusing on the positive. As my clients know, I'm not really subscribed to any religion. I just study them. I study all religions. I study what the belief systems are, and I truly believe it helps. It kind of helps me figure out how to help my clients. And therefore, that's why this topic came about, because a lot of people usually in the mental health journey are usually looking to either go back to the spiritual beliefs, or feel like they're not that confident in the spirituality, or just want to completely abandon those beliefs. And I'm not here to encourage you to, your choice is your choice, but I'm just here to educate you on how do therapists actually use your spiritual confidence to help you in your mental health journey. Now, first things first, we all know that most of the times there's how can I put this? There's this disconnect with spirituality and mental health. Most of the times you'll see a lot of people will choose not to have the therapist that's very spiritual, right? And try to sort of go for this other therapist who's not, because most of the times I guess they've been betrayed quote unquote by their spiritual therapists, and therefore they tend to lean over to the one who's not, very spiritual. However, if you're with a therapist who's spiritual, who subscribes to a religion that you maybe subscribe to or not, it's totally dependent. and or somebody who is like me, who studies different religions just to help their clients, most of the times we use your spiritual confidence to help you in your mental health. You realize that a lot of the times therapists will try and get you spiritually confident. So if you subscribe, let's say Christianity, if you're a Christian, a very astute Christian who goes to church on Sundays, we'll always look into that. We'll always tap into what kind of conversations do you have with God? What do you pray often? Are you reading the Bible? And we tend to see there's a correlation between somebody who practices their religion regularly and their mental health journey. There's usually a positive correlation. If you're if you're sort of practicing your religion very, religiously. If you're practicing your religion religiously, you tend to have this positive effect on your mental health journey, because there is someone or something that you can fall back to, an all-knowing being, somebody bigger than you, higher than you, who has more quote-unquote knowledge than you are, who's omnipresent and omniscient, for you to fall back to and seek comfort in. And most of the times you'll find that, for example, I will always try and create that bond between a person and their God, because I've seen that it really does help on the hard times for somebody to fall back to. I know there are times where people have believed or felt that their God has betrayed them, or has made them feel, or has put them through something they couldn't survive. But then I'm talking to the people who are on the other side of the spectrum, the people who believe that God is the reason why they are on this mental health journey, and that the reason why they're able to go on ahead. And that is why I always encourage my clients, if you can, just pray. Now, unfortunately, there is this perfectionism thing that we have, where we think that we have to be perfect so that we can seek the help of our spiritual guide. And yet we forget that our guides know that we are not perfect. We can't be perfect. To human is to err, as I keep saying in every show. To human is to err. So there's also this notion where we think we have to be perfect, which then affects your mental health journey. We always believe that we need to get to a certain point, then we can start seeking guidance from our spiritual guides, be it God, be it Allah, depends on who you believe in. We always feel like there's this need to be perfect. And when we don't attain this perfection, we start to pull away from our spirituality, because we believe we're not perfect enough to practice it, which is not supposed to be the case for you. If you are somebody who subscribes to any religion, any spirituality, you know you're not supposed to be perfect. You're supposed to be you. You're just supposed to be you. You're supposed to seek guidance and comfort and ask for forgiveness, and sort of practice the good ways, and practice ways in which are acceptable, paths, I guess, which are acceptable to whoever you believe in, whomever you believe in. And I think that because of that, you're able to understand your imperfections. You're able to understand and be nice to yourself about your imperfections. You're also able to sort of forgive yourself easier. Sit down and think, okay, if this all-knowing being knew how imperfect I was, it clearly states that my mistakes are inevitable, but I should learn from them and not judge myself for them. If you're able to reach that point of introspecting where you're not judging yourself, really, because introspection is not about judgment. It's about learning from your mistakes. It's about understanding who you are and what your thoughts and behaviors do, and the consequences of those thoughts and behaviors. Now, if you're able to do that, which usually helps when you're in your spiritual journey, when you're spiritually confident, it helps you introspect. It helps you understand, okay, I messed up. I really did. But if this all-knowing being knew that, I'm bound to make mistakes at some point in my life, maybe all I should do is be self-compassionate, learn from my mistakes, deal with the consequences, but not judge myself. Because guess what? This all-knowing being is not judging me. What they want is for me to just be close to them, I guess, and to understand myself through them. So yeah, usually that's what I try to help my clients understand. It's just know that, it's just know that you need to seek that comfort in your spiritual confidence. Now, how do you make sure you bring that spiritual confidence that can help you in your mental health journey? We will get back to that, but now it's Forbidden Fruit by Hello.
Baby, check it, I'm in town, so you better come around. I'm on the beach, sunset, with my pina colada silk, just say nobody do it better. Baby, check it, I'm in town, yeah, so you better come around. I'm on the beach, sunset, with my pina colada silk, just say nobody do it better. Ain't nobody do it better, better. Ain't nobody do it better, Ain't nobody do it better, better, Do you remember the first time you laid your eyes up on me, boy? I could feel it in the air, that should be my scariest decoy. That should make me comply, hands to the sky, take all my time. Yeah, you was feeling my divine and I cannot deny that you're really that guy. So should I stay or should I go? Cause your loving got me wanting some more. And baby, you know you can stay, rest assured. Cause all I really want is that head. Baby, you can leave it sticky for your icky mommy. If you really want me, you know where to find me. But the north or the coast, but you know I do the more, Baby, checking Nico Town, yeah. So lazima come around. I'm on the beach, sunset, with my pina colada silk, just say nobody do it better. Baby, checking Nico Town, yeah. So lazima come around. I'm on the beach, sunset, with my pina colada silk, just say nobody do it better. Ain't nobody do it better, better. Ain't nobody do it better, Ain't nobody do it better, better, yeah. Ain't nobody do it better, Ain't nobody do it better, Ain't nobody do it better, better, Hey, you pretty boy, quit playing what you saying. Let me put you on my wall of fame. I'm just saying that it's hella rare for a nigga to pull up in my life. Got me wishing that he'd by my side. Know that it'd be hella mean for me to say that you should be with me and not her, but you already knew I came first. See that night I was hanging with my girls, but we snuck in. I convocate touch here and there, and then your sister burst and said her friend was missing, and you had to go and find the other girl. See, I had to go home, and then it turned out to be that the other girl is your girl. Baby, I think you should know. Baby, I think you should know. Baby, check it, I'm in town. So you better come around. I'm on the beach, sunset, with my pina colada silk, just say nobody do it better.
Yeah, my baby is a jet plane. Take your time and you miss her. Yeah, my heart has a label and her name is upon it. How did it go from your own mind to I need some time? Boom, 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 boom. Whispers of a voice still stuck in my mind. Lost to the sands of time, nothing but an hourglass. The taste of forever so deceiving. Lost to the sands of time, nothing but an hourglass. The taste of forever so deceiving. I'm a slave to the pain. It tells me break free, but I hold on. I'm in short coats and chains 'cause of what you do, mama. Yeah. How did it go from your own mind to I need some time? Whispers of a voice still stuck in my mind. Lost to the sands of time, nothing but an hourglass. The taste of forever so deceiving. Lost to the sands of time, nothing but an hourglass. The taste of forever so deceiving. Come away
and that's Wait for Me by Eduardo Omondi. Anyway, guys, so sorry guys. So as I was saying, hi guys. Bro. Anyway, sorry guys about that. That was a bit of a technical hitch over there. Anyway, as I was saying, so we're talking about mentally spiritual. I am so sorry about that, guys. I'm trying to get rid of a certain sound I'm hearing in the studio. Poleni sana. Anyway, we're talking about mentally spiritual, and we're talking about how has your spiritual confidence affected your mental health journey. And as I was talking to the people in my life, I was telling them that sometimes what has happened is that we have created this negative association between spirituality and mental health that I've seen a lot in my practice in the past 2 years, which is fine. As I said, it's right to the people in my life. It's rightfully so, as there have been people who've been greatly negatively affected by their religion, by the spirituality when it came to their mental health, and they felt like they couldn't progress in their mental health journey because of whomever they believed in. Let me say it like that. However, I'm here to show you that it's two sides to one coin. It's not an either or type of thing. Both of the realities can exist and do coexist within each other. So this other side of spiritual confidence. So how can you grow your spiritual confidence? It's back to self-compassion that I was talking about in the last show. It's allowing yourself to make mistakes and learn from them. Okay, we are not perfect. We are not. Even if you try to do whatever, you will never be perfect. Just from the symmetry of our faces and our bodies to how we speak, to how we interact with people, there's no perfect way to do it. There's always, even in psychology, we call it individual differences. There's so much. Each and every person is unique in their own way, so you can't really achieve a perfect you because you're unique. There's no other you, so how will you know what will be the blueprint to what the perfect you looks like? But you can keep growing, and for you to grow and for you to learn is to allow yourself to make the mistakes and have the self-compassion. It's to learn. Yes, you'll have to deal with the consequences. The consequences are the most painful part of this, but while you're dealing with the consequences, how are you talking to yourself? Are you being nice to yourself? Are you treating yourself kindly? And it's the same thing when it comes to spiritual confidence. When you find that maybe, I know the number one problem people tend to have is that they were once very religious and they were very astute and they practice religiously. I like using that word, but yeah, they practiced they consistently practiced and they read their Bibles and they continuously prayed, and then all of a sudden they dropped off of it, and they always feel this guilt of, should I really go back? Will I be accepted back? And to create that that spiritual confidence is to understand that an all-knowing being will not. I don't even think they have the need to judge you, right? They don't have the need to cast you aside. Most of the times it's, you're giving this all-knowing being the mentality of a human being, and that's not what they have. These are all-knowing, omnipresent. They're everywhere, and I don't think they have the capacity of right and wrong that a human being has. So you'd end up judging yourself in the name of what you think the all-knowing being is going to judge you based off of, and yet you're forgetting that there's like a human touch to your own judgment. You've kind of given them a human personality, and that's not what they have. So growing in your spiritual confidence is understanding that first of all, this all-knowing being already knew. They knew what you were going to do next. B, there's forgiveness, a lot of forgiveness that goes around in this journey of the self and, of everyone around you. And this is in the mental health journey and the spiritual journey. There's a lot of forgiveness that will need to happen. So that's another way you can gain your self-confidence, your spiritual confidence. It's just a lot of forgiveness. Another way is, find other people who, like Bible studies. I know Bible studies really help. So that's another way you can help yourself. It's Bible study, it's study groups. It doesn't have to be Bible study, it can just be spiritual groups who most of the times I find them more effective who subscribe to many religions, and then all of you are just coming together to talk about your different perspectives of every religion. It's a good way to learn. It's a good way to understand, other people's perspectives on maybe the same religion or a different religion, or somebody who believes in another religion but their perspective on yours. It's a very good way to learn, especially if there's a safe space of non-judgment. Then it's a good space to learn and to create that confidence in your religion. It's also good to have a mentor, somebody who can help you, who can teach you, who can guide you on what you need to do. That's a good way to now create that self-confidence. Now, when you start creating that spiritual confidence is when now it may help in your mental health journey, because you're in a group of people, like-minded people, who can teach you, who you can learn from, and who can learn from you as well. And creating that sort of atmosphere of comfort, just the way what is it called, a group therapy session can do, is this atmosphere of comfort of like-minded people going through the same thing, where you can learn that you're not alone and also learn from them. So it's one of those. So now the correlation is that the more spiritually confident you are, I'm not going to say the smoother the mental health journey is, because mental health journeys are not smooth, but the easier it is for you to practice self-compassion in yourself. If you're having a hard time, there'll be someone you can fall back to that is not your therapist and that is not a friend, but that you can tell everything, that is aware of what is aware of what you're going through. Hey, that English. Anyway, is aware of what you're going through and can sort of guide you and help you if you listen hard enough, I guess. But yeah, they can guide you, they can help you, they can be there for you in a non-judgmental environment aside from your therapy sessions. And it's very important for those people who subscribe to religions to sort of grow that so spiritual confidence. Guys on my life, bro. But yeah, anyway, another thing is to think about when you're trying to go back, let's say for those people who say they're trying to go back to their spirituality, they want to go back to reading the Bible, they want to go back to practicing their religion, and go back to church, right? And when I say spirituality, I mean everyone. It's just like because I was a Christian at some point, so I'm more well versed with that. So at some point, people tend to want to go back. Okay, you want to go back. How are you taking yourself back? That's another way you can create that your spiritual confidence. It's having that person to guide you on your way back. And make sure you vet them the way you guys vet us, your therapists, when you're doing these things. Because sometimes, you'll be given character development by spiritual you'll be given that character development by these other people. So make sure the way you vet, by the way, you guys vet your therapists. What? I don't even think there was a need for me to teach you guys how to vet therapists, because I get interview questions, man. But anyway, it's a good thing. It's a really good thing, because this person can either help you or completely mess you up. And it's the same thing in your spiritual guide. They can either help you or completely mess you up, and then you'll end up in a cult. And then now what? Anyway, also make sure you vet these people very well. And having that guide, because most of the times the confidence comes from not knowing in general, not knowing which direction you want to take, what direction you need to go, who you need to talk to, what you need to do next. And having that guide will help you. Having that guide will just show you, like, okay, this is what you need to do when you're feeling like this is what you need to do. This is the kind of church you should go to. If you want to join a church activity, you should try something that feels like this. That's what you need. Just the same way you guys vet your therapists. But yeah, make sure you have a spiritual guide who can help you, a mentor who can help you in this journey, just the way you would your therapist. Hey guys, let me tell you, you guys really do question us. Where? Like, I really wish we questioned a lot of things the way people question their therapists. And please, never stop questioning your therapist, because, again, remember, I'm not trying to scare you, but we have the power to, like, sort of mold your mind into anything. So you have to make sure you're in the hands of somebody you trust. And it's the same thing with your spiritual guide. You need to figure out this spiritual person who's going to guide me spiritually. You have to make sure you guys click. You have to make sure they have the same values and goals as you do. And that's very important. But that's a good way to increase your spiritual confidence. Aside from that, what next I'm going to tell you guys about is, now we've moved from creating this spiritual confidence. Now it's spiritual confidence and keeping it within the therapy room. Aside from that, let's listen to Chepchumba by 20 More Days.
She's so beautiful, she can start a fight when she walks by. Every man wanna try, yeah. She'll take your breath away, she'll make you beg and pay the night away. Your dreams on heels, yeah. Oh, she's a wild one, you see, working hard to be free. Oh, Chepchumba. Take my heart, my body, my money, my everything. Chepchumba. Oh, Chepchumba. Oh, please don't. Chepchumba.
Ukiwa mitumba, mimi kwa maina nisiomboa. Nimekuwa nikikujeki kwa muda, ninafanya kazi pale kwa mama wamboa. Ukweli nini menoki macho yako ya bulu. Me and you, we can stick like glue. We can can elope, we can go to Kiambu. Please say yes, say you love me true. My dear Kasioki, come I tell you something about the way I feel I love you. My dear Kasioki, come I tell you something about the way I feel I love you. My Kasioki, come and love me. My Kasioki, I love you. My Kasioki, come and love me. My Kasioki, I love you. Kasioki wa Mutumba. Handsome boy, always looking nice. I am ready to be your wife. Look at me, I have beautiful smile, and I can cook food of any kind. Na sitasema unipeleke Amerika, mimi hata mudhoko nitakula. Na kama una mimi nitatafuta, juu nimeamua ni Kasioki wa Mitumba. Nadia Kasioki, come I tell you something about the way I feel I love you. My dear Kasioki, come I tell you something about the way I feel I love you. My Kasioki, come and love me. My Kasioki, I love you. My Kasioki, come and love me. My Kasioki, I love you. Nina kupromisi sitakualbreki. Kasioki wa Mitumba, njoni kupende. Nina kupromisi sitakualbreki. Kasioki wa Mitumba, njoni kupende. Ewe Kasioki, we Kasioki, Kasioki wa Mitumba, njoni kupende. Ewe Kasioki, we Kasioki, Kasioki wa Mitumba, njoni kupende.
I really like that song, guys. But anyway, that was Kasioki wa Mitumba by Sero and her album Kuwe. Yes, Kuwe. Anyway, so for the last part of the show, it's okay. So how can we take that spiritual confidence and actually incorporate it into our mental health journey? Number one, talk about the importance of your spirituality during your sessions. Making your therapist aware that, you know, your spirituality is very important to you will also allow them to help you figure out how to create that spiritual confidence, how to intertwine it into your mental health journey. It's going to help a lot. It's just being open to your therapist about it. And of course, your therapist is meant to tell you if they feel like they're equipped to help you in that area or if they feel like they're not equipped to help you in that area, because sometimes you'll find that you're looking for maybe a Christian therapist and the therapist that you have is not Christian, and it's okay. They'll most likely refer you to one who is. Usually I tell clients off the bat. Wait, I tried. It's 11:50 and Annastacia has shrubed. Anyway, I tell my clients off the bat that if I cannot help them in the spiritual, I just tell them, I'm like, I don't think I'm well equipped, but I do have therapists on call who can assist you with whatever spiritual needs you have. Most of the times people don't want that, so it's okay. But it's good to have that openness with your therapist and say, my spirituality is very important. I'm trying to reach this goal X, Y, and Z in my spiritual journey, and I really think it will help me in my mental health journey. Let them know. It's good to have that openness. Another way is when you're practicing, when you're reading, when you're doing your journaling, incorporate that into your journaling. And I'm talking about your mental health journal. Incorporate your, religious journaling into your mental health journaling. It's a way of intertwining it, because it's one and the same thing for those who are subscribed to any religion. Your mental health and your spiritual health are one and the same thing, and they equally need to be taken care of. There's no one that's bigger than the other. For you to function as a human being is to make sure that all of them have equal weight, as you would your physical health. Your spiritual and your mental health also have to have equal weight. Another way is to also make sure that, any values that may be anybody else's values that may be detrimental to your spiritual health, please make sure you're creating boundaries about that. It is good to have spiritual boundaries as you would mental health boundaries. A good way is to first identify the problem and figure out whether it's a boundary for you, and make sure you're always communicating it and reinforcing that boundary. It can also be boundaries for yourself. You're also making sure you're not engaging in other things that you think that would be detrimental to your spiritual journey and your spiritual health. That will help promote your spiritual confidence, as well as intertwine it into your mental health journey. Aside from that, I think that just being open about it, talking about it. I know people are usually very shy about talking about the spiritual journey. Feel confident in it. It's okay. Talk about it. And if you don't feel like you're confident on the outside, you can talk about it within the therapy session. It's very nice to hear your client open up about how the spiritual journey has been going, how it has helped them, the good and the bad. It's really nice to hear from your client how they found a way to intertwine their spiritual and mental health together to help them succeed in their journey. Aside from that, I think we're gonna leave it at that. It is 10 minutes to the top of the hour. And thank you for tuning in to Mental Health by Annastacia on Radio 254. I will see you guys next week, hopefully. And aside from that, I hope you guys are taking care of yourselves. Have a lovely rest of your week and stay warm, guys. This cold is not a joke.
Miezi mbili tatu sijaona watu wangu jijini, siwezi toka. Uhuru kafunga boda na kati si wawili, sijapata riziki na lazimika kuomba ndio watoto wapate unga. M-Pesa haingi na landlord hasiki, nakosa matumaini. I'm going home, maswali mbele nyuma, polisi haramu. Narudi nyumbani, natoroka risasi. I'm going home, maswali mbele nyuma, nipeni jawabu. Narudi nyumbani, Nairobi misiwezani. Wiki yote migizani, bila hela mashinani, saidi ya mshumaa niweze kuona. Ndugu kaendelea kuhangaika, kiongozi kaendelea kushughulika, na katiba isiyokosa ni kutafuta. Miaka nenda miaka rudi kutajirika, na kama ni kuomba nitaomba sita sita. Pole pole ndio mwenda tezi na I'm going home, maswali mbele nyuma, polisi haramu. Narudi nyumbani, natoroka risasi. I'm going home, maswali mbele nyuma.
on Tuesday fired tear gas and detained protesters demanding an end to police brutality. About 100 people took part in demonstrations across the capital, Nairobi. Many Kenyans have been angered by a fresh wave of alleged police abuses while enforcing coronavirus restrictions.